we're going to look at side, 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 and side angle side. So we say side, 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 and that is what it stands for, SSS, is side, side, side. And it's all about being congruent. And congruent means equal. So if you want to say that two triangles are congruent. So that means all their parts, everything is congruent. So we're going to look at using side, side, side. Side, side, side is literally, we're literally doing this side and this side are congruent. This side and this side are congruent. And the third side is congruent. If you know all the sides of a triangle are congruent to each other, you know the two triangles are congruent. The other one we're going to look at is side angle side. Side angle side, which we abbreviate as SAS, side angle side. Okay, it means a side is congruent. I'm just trying to type this in here so you guys can have a visual of it. The side is congruent. The angle in between the sides are congruent. And then the other side is congruent. Okay, so let me draw this picture for you. So you've got two triangles. I'm saying that this side is congruent. I'm saying this angle is congruent. And then these two sides are congruent. So it has to have the angle in between. The angle has to be in between the two sides. So let's look at a couple of examples of these. So I'm just looking at our classwork here. And we're going to determine if these two triangles are congruent in some different ways. Now, we went over a bunch of vocabulary words last time that you had to look up. So this is just another way to be able to look at and use those things. We know vertical angles are congruent. So I know this picture is drawn like a big X or a big bow tie turned sideways. Those angles are congruent. And when I draw that little arc there, it's telling me they're congruent. When I draw the two little lines, they're saying this congruent. But I don't have another side, so this is not congruent. So I just like to write not. Okay, let's look at number 2. I've got these two sides have one little mark. These two sides have two little marks. So I have two sides. So I have side and side. So I need that third side. Well, luckily this is there because of reflexive. So I like to write they are side, side, side because we have reflexive. Again, one of the vocabulary words we talked about when two are met up perfectly like that when we see it, and it's not like I don't have anything hanging out the top or the bottom. These two sides obviously meet. And I like to think of it as a mirror. Like if I held my hand up to the mirror, I could meet my hand and it would be perfect because it's reflexive. It's a reflection, the same. Okay, let's look at number 3. I've got a side, which is this little one line here. This is an angle, and then this is two sides. But look at the second triangle. That angle is not in between these two sides, so I say that it is not congruent. All right, let's look at these triangles here. I've got a side that's congruent, a side that's congruent, and a side that's congruent. So this is congruent by side, side, side. And I don't have to say anything about like reflexive or anything or vertical angles. If I'm looking at number 6, because of reflexive, I can say these two sides are congruent, and then I've got a side, an angle, and a side. So I like to say both those things. We've got reflexive, and then it's side, angle, side. That angle is right in between the sides that are there. Let's look at another one. Number 8. Again, we've got that these are true by reflexive right there. So again, we've got reflexive, and then it's side, side, side. All right, for these next group, it's going to ask me what additional stuff is needed. So right here, these angles are already congruent by vertical angles. So I need that this side is congruent to prove by angle side that it's there. So I need to say NM equals JM. And I've got to set them up so that they're the same. N to M, J to M. Okay, because I'm going from the outside in. They have to be set up the same way. Let's look at number 12. Okay, I don't need to say anything about QS because I know it's reflexive, so I need a third side. Okay, so I've got two sides. I'm trying to prove it by side, side, side. So I can say US is congruent to RS. Okay, number 13. I've got angles. I've got this side in the middle. So I need my third side, and I can't do just any side. I need to make sure that side stays in the middle. So I'm going to say JK is equal to, now notice J is my angle that has the two bands on it, which means it's congruent to I. So I have to use IF. They have to be listed correctly. Okay. Yeah, I think that's it. Just some examples. Side, 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 angle, side here.